Hey everybody, we're live at the Paste Studios in New York right now with Paula Cole. Paula, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you, Ross Gallagher, for joining us on Upright Bass today. We're about to hear 3 songs, and 2 of them are off of Revolution, the current album. One of them that I think you're leading with is a cover. I won't spoil the surprise, but
sure,
let's get right into that surprise right now. Tell us what's coming up first.
Sure. This year is the 50th anniversary of Woodstock, and I love Joni Mitchell so much. She's one of my primary influences. I think of Joni and John Lennon as my autobiographical writers, my heroes. So in honor of Joni and 50 years post-Woodstock, we'll play that song for you.
We were 500,000 strong.
Hey. Thank you, Brad.
Yeah, thank you,
Thank you,
Paula.
Samantha.
Thank you, Ross. That sounds outstanding.
Thank you.
There are, I think, so many reasons why that song is relevant, particularly in this room. And you're sitting, for people offline, you know this because you've been in this room.
Tape.
Yeah, the Woodstock tapes are sitting right behind you.
Tape.
The
Yeah,
Stephen
look,
Stills
Woodstock,
tapes are sitting right over
Joan
there.
Armatrading. Oh my God, I love her.
Dude, Joan Armatrading came in here and did one of these, and I got to
I
show
love
her
her so
those
much.
tapes. Dame Joan Armatrading.
I love
But
her.
the Stephen Stills tapes are right there. He did
Wow.
one of the probably most notable covers of that Joni Mitchell song. This tape that I'm holding, I can't throw it to you, but
Don't.
I promise to the internet. And this is one of the Rolling Thunder review tapes with
Wow.
Joni Mitchell on it. They didn't play that song on it, but one of like a historical artifact of actually. Hey, I just cut to this camera. So yeah, there's Joni Mitchell on this tape right now. There's so many different reasons that playing that song is applicable in this particular room. Can you say in your own words why that song, why Woodstock really resonates with you, and why you chose to do it here? I mean, aside from the 50-year anniversary.
I mean, the writing is just so brilliant. And I played a Joni tribute recently on Long Island, and I just did it solo piano, and I learned songs, some that were written on piano or keyboard, like Woodstock, right? That's a natural for the piano, but some I had to adapt, like Case of You, learn all those voicings that she did on dulcimer, which it was tricky to adapt it to piano. But anyway, getting back to Woodstock, it's kind of a blues, and it's brilliant lyrically, and it encapsulates her feelings, the feelings of a generation, the feelings of a movement that we should be doing right now. We should be getting our asses out of seats and building our own Woodstocks and building our own resistance. Why are we not in Hong Kong right now is what I'm wondering, and where is our Woodstock? So I mean, I just worship at the altar of Joni, as do so many. I love that song, and she couldn't be at Woodstock. She was forlorn watching from her Dick Cavett show appointment in New York. She had to stay back while her buddies got helicoptered in and out, no problem, and she missed the greatest event of her generation, and she was distraught, so she wrote Woodstock, and it's ironic that she wasn't there, but that's why it's so brilliant.
You were there. At the
25 years
94.
later, yeah, right,
the 1994, which I just watched a number of times with you and Peter Gabriel, and did you watch the Rolling Thunder Review documentary by any chance that's out right now on Netflix? This is neither here nor there. I'm just curious whether you have seen it. I watched maybe like a third.
I got into a half maybe because then I got busy and I stepped out, so I missed the Joni bit.
The guy,
right?
dude, the guy who produced that tour is coming in here tomorrow to talk about having produced that tour. And
the DP, the photographer guy.
No, the guy who actually produced the tour, like not the video of it, but it was. You know what? It's neither here nor there. That was a digression that I don't necessarily.
It's okay.
Need to
I love digressions.
Okay,
and tangents.
All right. So.
Oh, so you're really going to go on a tangent?
No, but I can't find the book actually. Louis Cole is the dude who produced that tour, and he's a fish monk. He had a fish business, and Bob Dylan asked him, "Hey, buddy, from forever ago, do you want to produce this tour? Even though you don't know anything about the music business, do you want to produce the tour?" He was like, "Yeah, man, I know about fish, but I'll try to produce this entire tour." And he did it relatively successfully. He's coming in here tomorrow at 2:30.
I mean, I bet entrepreneurs of small businesses would run the music business better than the music business people.
Yeah, certainly more responsibly and more level-headedly.
That's right. That's been my experience with it anyway.
Yeah. Well, thank you for playing that. The Woodstock cover sounded outstanding, and you're going to do two off of Revolution right now, right? Can you tell us what's coming up next?
Right, got to wrap my head around this new songs. Revolution comes out tomorrow, and I'm really proud of it and happy.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
This song, I mean, Marvin Gaye was like such a teacher for me and mentor to create revolution and make a social, political, spiritual statement. I've done that before with Amen, and I feel like it's time to do it again. And I'm a mixed bag. I'm so influenced by diverse music. I love all kinds of music. I don't like classifying it into genre. I feel like that just categorizes people and separates people, and I'm a mixed mutt. And musically, I'm a mixed mutt. So there's a lot of soul music in Revolution. There's a lot of autobiography. And I don't know how to classify it, except that it's just Paula Cole, and Marvin Gaye definitely kind of guided me for this. And this song, because I was so influenced by Mercy, Mercy Me and his...
And that's the only cover on this record, right?
That's right. It's the only cover.
Everything is
Mercy,
your
Mercy
originals
Me, the
plus...
ecology.
Right.
Which I needed to cover because he's singing about the planet and the environment and animals and oil and human impact. He did that in 1971 on Motown, which was pretty ahead of his time and radical. So I needed to cover that, and I want to sing about the environment a little bit and species that are hanging on the edge of existence, especially since the Endangered Species Act was just recently attacked. We need to put more love and care into the holistic aspect of our planet and the people and the animals that we are cohabiting with. So this is for all of that, and it's called Undertow, like the human impact being the undertow. All right. From the greed and malevolence of the undertow. Yes, yes. We long to be the angels we feel in our hearts, but we struggle and claw what we love apart. And as long as this legacy lives, I'll have blood on my hands. For one life lost is too many. One life lost is too many. One life lost is one too many. Yes, one life lost is blood on our souls. One species gone, a book closed eternally. One life lost to the undertow. Yes, yes, yes. When I walk the field of flowers, I wanna know for whom I sing. I want redemption washing us clean. I want to hear freedom, for sweet freedom ring. For one life lost is too many. One life lost is too many. One life lost is one too many. One life lost is a crime of the soul. One planet waiting to shake and transform from the greed and malevolence of the undertow. Yes, yes, yeah, 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 can wash it. There's cold, hard wisdom in what I know. One life, one life, one life, one life, one life, one life, one Thank you. Ross Gallagher on the bass here with me, my
thank you,
superstar.
Ross. Thank you, Paula. That sounds great.
Thank you.
Yeah. Can we talk a little bit about some of the other artists that you were able to work with when you were creating the album Revolution? So I don't think that you're playing any of the songs today that had Nona or Michelle on them, but
Right.
can we talk a little bit about the some of the guest artists you were able to work with on
Right.
Revolution?
Sure, Nona Hendrix opens the album along with Bob Thompson. Now, Bob Thompson is in the house band at Mountain Stage, that radio program, which is kind of like a Prairie Home Companion, beautiful radio program. And Bob is just a brilliant jazz pianist, and he's down there in West Virginia giving his soul. And he has the most magnificent speaking voice. So I said to him, I want you to be on my album, but speaking. So he opens with words and excerpted by a Martin Luther King speech from 1967, his Riverside Church here in Manhattan. It was the Beyond Vietnam speech, and it's just perfect. And it talks about love and revolution, and it encapsulates so much of what I hope to emit and give vibrationally on this album. And then Nona's voice comes in, and she's just amazing. I met her through Berklee College of Music, where we both we go to that watering hole a little bit together, and she did all these amazing vocals on it. We also have worked together, like doing a Bessie Smith tribute together. I love her. And then, of course, Michelle and Cello, she guests with her authoritative, sexy, soulful voice. She's such an amazing speaker, like rapper and bassist and artist. Can't speak highly enough about her. Very visionary person, and she contributed her words to this song called Seven Deadly Sins and made it her own piece. She and I have been friends since the Lilith Fair days. We met back in probably 98, I want to say, and just loved each other, and we've befriended and had moments musically together over time, usually her sitting in with me on my sets playing bass, and just fabulous. So yeah, they're both on my album, and I'm gonna play should I go into the next song now?
Yeah, please.
So this song, it's still fresh, and it's a bit of a short story, so I hope I remember all the words right, but if not, you'll get the gist and you'll have the album pretty soon. But this song is called Silent. There's a lot to say about it. I was raised by silent generation parents, and there is definitely a sense of nobility and stoicism in taking it on the chin and holding it in and being silent, especially as women. I've heard so many stories coming through my mom about other women in the family who basically had their dreams buried again and again, specifically my great-grandmother Charlotte, for whom I dedicate Revolution. I dedicate Revolution for Charlotte, my great-grandmother, and my daughter, who I named after her, Charlotte, because we have more voice, and I want to be a voice not just for myself, but for the women in my family and all women. Anyway, Charlotte, she went to Yale. She was one of the first women accepted to Yale before they accepted women in 1969. She was a brilliant pianist and went to their music school where they were still accepting women. And when she got engaged, she was pressured to drop out, which she did, and she taught piano the rest of her life. But I digress, as I do.
You're very welcome here. That was a fascinating digression, so thank you.
I'm going back to silence, you see, and silence, her silence, but the story's being passed through the family, and my sense of weight and my sense of wanting to speak for her and so many others comes through. It comes through in this song, Silent, which I wrote typewriter style, a la Bob Dylan, 60s. I was inspired by his process, and indeed it was very inspiring to write that way, free of piano. And so a short story came out. Each verse a different part of my life. First verse is I'm a kid, and I end up being part of a bullying situation. I bystand, and I regret that now. The second verse is something that happened to me. Third verse, I'm older, I'm a mom. And the fourth verse is just more of an omniscience, an understanding of all of it. And this is called Silent. I hope you like it. It's long. When Carl and his sister united me in their tribe, I felt a strength in numbers, emboldening my shyness. I laughed at other people, at their bodies, at their hair. I became the vicious girl, parroting her despair. When one day, cold as calculation, Carl went too far. Intentional in his hurting, physical in his war. To the shyest one of all of us, the tenderest lonely heart, I watched in horror, helpless, silent, the moment past me gone. Flying on the world tour, 25 and free, with condescending attitudes from British men in cliques. When I imbibed too much schnapps one night in a Swiss hotel, one tour manager felt this was the green light, pressed me down on the bed. By my surprise, Dick and Tom pressed hard. What a sad excuse of a man thinking this is what one does. Showing him out with deep disdain, I kept the truth concealed. Cutting myself off from my own feelings, I kept on in silent hurt. My introversion in the kitchen, 30 years past amongst the moms. I don't share with them my secrets, staying safe from all their gossip. Their husbands in the parlor, huddled close together. Palpable discomfort when I join them in their circle. I add my 20 cents to the room. How flatly it does land. Unaccustomed to a woman of mine, they want to conquer me instead. Hush, child, I hear my great-grandmother whisper remains as relevant today. Here amongst this boring party, I don't know where I stand. I go rogue, go quiet, quicksand, cutting myself off from my own feelings. I kept on in silence again. Absorbing painful lessons, standing on my ground. I advocate, I'm blue in the face, I'm the leader of the crowd. But inside I'm the coward, still the little girl. By standing in my silence next to Carl bullying her, for nothing is so simple. The bully is the weak, afraid to be tormented, tormenting for preempting. For Carl yearned for father, for love, for attention. He acted out the monster inside his lonely hurting. There is never enough love, there is never enough listening, there is never enough of our mothers to give us all we're missing. I took on the silence mandated by generations, but no more shall I be the mute and deaf and dumb submissive.
Paula Cole, I very much enjoyed your long songs. They're
Long
outstanding. And the album is Revolution. It's out tomorrow, right?
Tomorrow.
Comes out tomorrow. Thank you for sharing this music with us today. We
bet.
appreciate it. And Ross Gallagher, thank you for playing some upright bass with Paula Cole today. And yeah, man, so the tour starts in Phoenix on September 25th.
That's right. Ross and I will be there along with my co-producer and the guitarist on the album, Chris Bruce, who's so amazing. We're starting in Phoenix and we're just going around the States. This is leg one. We're going to do our thing and I hope you're there. Come on out.
So there's that. So Phoenix starts. Then there's you're going to be in
25th.
Atlanta on October 2nd at the City Winery there. You're going to be back here in New York City on October 10th at Poisson Rouge.
The Poisson Rouge 1010. Yeah. I mean, I'm all over Oakland, Seattle, just outside of Portland, Denver, Atlanta, Nashville, D.C., Chicago. Where are we after Chicago?
Everywhere.
Minneapolis, Boston,
And they're
New
all
York.
up at paulacole.com. I mean,
Yeah.
all those tour dates are up there.
And Woodstock. We end in Woodstock.
Do you really?
Yes, I'm doing a benefit. Yes.
And that's worth saying. In Bethel Wood, is it in Bethel Woods?
I think it's at the radio station. No, it's in Woodstock proper, I think.
Outstanding. Well, thank you for coming and playing that cover with us today. We enjoyed everything about it.
My
The originals,
pleasure.
the covers, all of it was outstanding. Paula Cole, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Travel safely among all those tour dates that are upcoming this fall and winter.
Thank you so much.
Right.